This is News Channel 4 Today in New York.
Well, they've always been controversial. Men or women who claim they can heal you with their touch. But now one of them, Dean Kraft, says each of us has the power within to hands-on heal. He has written a new book, it's called Touch of Hope, as a blueprint on how to do it. But how real is it? I met up with Dean and some of those who say he's helped.
I think what Dean gave me, as much as the physical help, was hope.
Dr. Howard White is a psychologist by trade, but a ballet dancer in his heart. As you can see, he can jump, leap, turn, something he couldn't do a few years ago after surgery to correct a cord compression in his back.
I went through a nightmare thing of becoming gradually paralyzed. No one could diagnose it. They barely, saved me from total paralysis with the surgery, but I was just so impaired that it was ridiculous.
Then he turned to Dean Kraft, who for 25 years has been what he calls a laying on of hands healer.
I started out, where I just, helped a brother-in-law with a headache, and then it went on to other relatives, friends, and family. Then doctors found out about it, and then they brought their patients. And then scientists found out about it and invited me to laboratories. And they just all sort of just fell in.
Dean claims to have cured most people he has treated, like Nelda Buss. This was Nelda on the Today Show back in 1985, where she said her physician had given her a death sentence.
Within just 6 months, ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, made me totally dependent on 3 of my family members.
Basically, she was at a point where she had about 6 weeks to live. She gave away all her clothes. She picked her burial clothes herself and where she wanted to get buried. And she read about me in American Health magazine. Some article came out. She came to see me. I started working with her. Within about 6 months, I had her up on a walker, and in 9 months, I had her walking with no aids.
Today, Nelda says she lives a normal life and calls her treatment with Dean a miracle.
I believe, sort of God is the master painter, and I'm the paintbrush. And I believe that, I'm just an instrument to help stimulate someone's own natural healing system.
When I asked him to touch me, here's what happened. Your hand is not moving. I can feel these vibrations, and your hand is not moving.
Yeah, that's what's weird about me.
Feels like there's a heat kind of coming.
Right. And the heat, you feel the heat also too more when I'm not touching the body and like I'm away from the body. Hope is what's important for people. And when they've exhausted medical science and they're told by their doctor, go home and learn to live, you're going to die, prepare your papers, why shouldn't they be able to try an alternative technique that might stimulate their healing system and help them?
That's unbelievable.
Nelda Buss was a very interesting woman. I found her in Virginia. She'd just been out walking for 1.5 miles, and she says she lives a completely normal life. I mean, that's what she told me.
So when he was touching you, what did you feel?
A tingling.
And?
Well, I mean, I don't have any, anything to heal, but I could feel definitely these vibrations.
I have a headache right now.
Well, let's call Dean.
Yeah.
But, they are investigating this stuff up at Columbia Presbyterian. They're taking a look at all kinds of alternative medicines, and, the jury's completely out.
Hey, if it works.